It's not as easy as weather forecasting.
We don't have any sort of signal that we can look at and say, okay, we see that signal, therefore an earthquake is going to happen in the next week.
And there's no exact science for predicting the next big earthquake.
Rather than finding a silver bullet that kind of solves the problem, we're kind of trying to build up an understanding of earthquakes, and in particular on how to forecast earthquakes and refine our probabilities of how earthquakes occur.
The recent swarm of quakes in the Salton Sea ranged from 0.04 to 4.8, leaving people worried that it may be a sign of future earthquakes.
This isn't the fact they're swarms, it's the fact they got quite large. They got up almost to a 5. And so we take that as indication that maybe this part of San Andreas is becoming active again and getting closer to this condition where it might produce a big, large earthquake.
But it's not that easy.
Well, clearly if there's a swarm, there's something going on that's not your everyday activity. There are swarms that occur, or just clusters of earthquakes, and it's not necessarily a reason to be concerned.
Southern California Earthquake Center Director Tom Jordan says that swarms of earthquakes happen all the time. But it's the fact that these swarm of quakes occurred so close to the San Andreas Fault that makes these quakes a cause for concern.
It is right against that southern terminus of the San Andreas, and therefore it makes us a bit nervous that this might be precursory to a large earthquake on that southernmost part of the fault.
To help understand the way the big one would affect California, the Earthquake Center developed a shakeout model.
The probability of having a large earthquake on the San Andreas is very small. It's maybe 1% per year.
In order to be prepared for the big one, USGS urges companies to get buildings up to code to prevent major damage.
By going and looking at the building code, having somebody retrofit your home, those types of damages that have occurred in the past and that people now understand will happen, you can have it so that your house doesn't sustain those sorts of damages.
Scientists and seismologists will continue to find the holy grail of earthquake predictions. But until they do, it's pretty much hit or miss. Austin Lyman, Annenberg TV News.